What's up, beautiful people? This your boy, Nate Jackson. This is another episode of my podcast, Opinionated. Highlight on the Nate inside of Opinionated. I am happy today to be with the guest that I'm with today. This is a national best-selling author. This is a very, very gorgeous persona. This person is established on multi-tiers of the community, of the national community, through cohorts, has traveled the world, is a keynote speaker, is a wonderful daughter, a wonderful sister, a wonderful mom, a wonderful auntie, and an overall beautiful person. And all of that, in my opinion, is second to how awesome of a wife I've observed her being. And with the asterisk, I'll go back and highlight mother again. My sister, my older sister, Debrina Jackson Gandy, the author of Sacred Pampering Principles, of The Love Lies, and of All the Joy You Can Stand, and not in that particular order.
Can I just say I'm impressed? All my titles and didn't have to look. Very impressed.
It's who you are. It's who you are. I didn't even go into how you're on the board of regents at 3 colleges or whatever you're doing now. But let's get into this, right? So the impetus for this episode is that I've been watching, I don't know, I don't know what the titles are, but I've been watching different women speak on dating and courtship and love and relationships.
Yeah.
Whether it is the gorgeous the one I be looking at, Sarah. How you doing? Dr. Joy Bryant, who I saw sit with, I believe, Shannon Sharp, and you know, I'm not into a place in my life where it's like, oh, I'm this rich potential philanthropist, you know, with several babies, moms, and children, and all that, like where it's really like a convoluted love life. And that's not me. But when I watch these professional women go into those spaces and have those conversations, I can't help but to be like, what would my sister say? Because she's the expert that I know could unravel a lot of this stuff. And so today, my intention is to delve into what she has coined the what?
Debrina's Modern Courtship.
Debrina's Modern Courtship.
Yes.
Which should be the solution to all of our problems regarding, you know, the gray area, you know, all the unsureties we have around dating and courtship and going from 2 strangers to becoming 2 people that are bonded for life. So there's that. Today's episode is sponsored by The Roses collection, my clothing line. I'm wearing it right now. That's why I'm shimmering and shining. This is called the Rhinestone T-shirt. We have, it's a size inclusivity line designed for the fellas. So it's XL through 4X, high quality designer, cut and sew, made in Pakistan. Wonderful stuff. If you order at therosescollection.com, your order is shipped out same day.
Woo.
So you can have it very soon. And you can pick how fast you want it to come to you. But we have hoodies, we have jeans, we have hats, we have shirts, we have puff print, we have all over print, we have rhinestone all over. So tap into the Roses Collection. You can go to therosescollection.com. You can see it being modeled. You can see it being worn, and it's awesome. And then there's also a segment on the show called The Roses in which I shower my guests with love. So I want you to know right off the top, the roses I'm giving you do not pertain to your professional monikers and the things that you're doing. They pertain to just being an overall dope-ass big sister. I've seen you maneuver in spaces that are almost confusing. Where there are, you know, all demographics, all different socioeconomic statuses, and you find a way to literally talk to, level with, and bond with whoever you strike a conversation with.
Aww.
And the way you demand respect from people, or the way you demand to be spoken to, dealt with, talked to, touched or not touched, is you move with grace. And so those are the roses that I'm going to bestow over there upon you today. Second sponsor of today's episode Yeah. Second sponsor of today's episode is Hims. Hims is designed for the man in your life. Fellas, if you have any questions regarding weight loss, having better sex, regrowing your hair, tackling your anxiety, having longer sex, or just in general want to look into smoothing your skin, please go to hims.com, sign up so you can eat healthy, get strong. You can even find nutritional protein pack recipes in the Hims app. So get the app where they have all kinds of things about weight loss, down to your GLP-1s. And it's more than a plan. Go to hims.com and change your life today. Can somebody go let my Pakistani in? With that said, Debrina's Guide to Courtship, modern courtship.
Yes.
What are we doing wrong?
First, can I just say thanks for the roses? I just love that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate it, little bro. Oh my goodness, what are we doing wrong? It's the Wild West out there, sir. We Mad Max in it. It's out of control. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's not much we're doing right. That would be a shorter list.
Okay. I see the craziness for sure.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
Well, see, the thing is, part of the problem is and that's why I call it Debrina's modern courtship, right? Because, in the days of the royal court, and you had women in those days that were not able to work, they didn't work, and all of their income, their standing in society was linked to their husband. So we still have some old, outlandish, old English style stuff, since we're a colony of Europe, that is still showing up in how we date. And we need a modern way to date that works for the current reality, because now, women are working, women may out earn the man, and we still have these crazy expectations as if we are not working and we have to judge a man by his earnings, and we call him a high value man based upon his income. And so I have a different approach to dating that is a win-win. And I actually introduced this years ago, but it now has become even more relevant. And, there's a lot of craziness out there about if you start with coffee, for example, that's a low effort date. But what we got to understand is we got to start small and grow to bigger and more involved dates, and not come out the gate where men are paying hundreds of dollars and women paying hundreds of dollars. So it's a really simple approach. It's a win-win. It's honorable, and it works.
My question.
Yes.
Does it work if all parties don't know about it? Does that make sense? Because if we know everything is crazy,
yeah,
and then you pop in this new discourse, this new mentality towards dating, and only one segment of society is like, I'm going to do it Debrina's way. Mm-hmm. Does it work well enough to, still prevail? And if I give you a kite to fly, and say, this is how you fly a kite, can you then go into a storm with it and it still flies regular?
Well, what happens is when you go on a date, a man wants you to be happy. He wants to go someplace you're going to like. That's why he will often ask you, where would you like to go? So in that same way, when a woman understands Debrina's modern courtship, she can redirect. So if he's used to doing dinner because he knows that gets points with the ladies, he's used to doing dinner at a very expensive place because he knows that gets points with the ladies. A woman that has come through Debrina's Love Academy that now understands this notion of energy units, which we can talk about later, she knows that you start getting acquainted with someone and getting to know someone where you start with a lesser number of energy units, and over time, you continue to increase those number of energy units. So you start with a lower energy date for both folks, not lower effort, just lower energy. So the woman that has done Debrina's courtship, modern courtship, can say, hey, yeah, going to dinner a little later down the road sounds great. Let's start with, and then she redirects it to a lower energy unit start.
Okay. I hear you.
Okay.
But I think what you're saying, because it's including this concept of energy units,
yes,
we have to explain that as a prerequisite.
Okay.
At least for me to understand it.
Okay.
So what are you talking about when you're talking about
So
energy
when I
units?
talk about, because when I was coming up with this, and this goes back to, 2009, when I started doing Love Academies around the country, and especially when I was writing my book, The Love Lies, I needed a way to help people understand what I was talking about, right? So I said, I need for some people, they're really analytical. So I need a way to explain this way of creating gradations in the getting acquainted process.
Gradation.
So gradations, like
Gradations.
no gradations.
Like a gradient, like steps.
Yeah, but there's also word like gradations.
Okay.
Too. Yeah, and there's gradient. That's different. But I hear you, bruh.
Is it the same thing?
Well, gradations is like how stair steps gradually go upward.
Right.
You're right. So a gradient is the slope of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So creating a way to get engaged that has gradations to it. That's A. There's
levels. There's
levels
to
and
this.
steps. Levels and steps. And secondly, you start at lower levels of energy output for both parties. So money is a form of energy output, touch, time. So starting where those are low and continuing to incrementally increase the energy units. That includes starting with a date where the number of money energy units is low. Because in 1 hour, if you're going to tea, coffee, or smoothie with a lady, you know in 1 hour if you want to be back in her company again, and she knows in 1 hour if she wants to be back in your company again. That's 60 time energy units for you, 60 time energy units for her, and maybe $25. You both got a smoothie and a pastry or something. So then the next time you get together, if you both decide you want to get together again, now instead of it being a 1 hour, it might be 90 minutes. So now we're upping the energy units. It might be lunch now instead of just a smoothie. But what happens when you have those gradations slope up slowly, it truly gives you a chance to get to know the other, if in fact that's what we're trying to do. If really the truth is we're trying to do something else and not being truthful about it, it might not work. But if we're truly trying to get to know the other, it supports that. If after that first date with a lower number of energy units, there wasn't a click, there wasn't a mutual, hey, yeah, let's see each other again, then you're only a few energy units in. No one feels used. You're not out of $180. You're not out of 3 hours because you had appetizer, then entree, then dessert, then you went somewhere after. And the other thing that happens is when you start with the energy units high, let's call it start at the high dive instead of the 3-foot end of the swimming pool and graduate to it, what happens is you have a lot of ghosting that happens. You have, and you also feel dishonored. If a man, for example, outlaid $180, you can't get a refund on that. I've started joking with women. I said, I'm gonna put a red button on your head that says refund. And at the end of the night, if you weren't a great date, a man gets to push it and he gets his money back. I said, would you be a great date? Would he push the refund button, or would he say, I enjoyed your company, I enjoyed how I feel when I'm with you, and I would love to spend some time with you again? Not that you'd verbalize it that way, but
that's a great concept.
Yeah.
And I don't get to see you again if I hit refund. Am I okay with that? I would rather have my money and my time back from this experience than whatever you thought this was.
Right.
Also, another thing that doesn't happen, and I thought you were leading up to that. You're saying that the benefits of this concept of keeping the low points, but it also keeps our expectations down, because there's a direct correlation to how much a man is spending.
Come on now.
To how much nut a man want to bust.
There we go.
For lack of better words.
Yeah.
Because if I spend, let's say the bill's $100, I'm like, it might not go down tonight, but I just made, this is an appointment now. You owe me some pussy.
I call it pussy energy units, by the way.
I appreciate that. You owe me some pussy.
Hey.
And how much time, how much money, how much effort, how much energy, how much listening to some shit that does not directly speak to my soul am I sitting through before I'm like, okay, some pussy, please. And it's lopsided, because now that I'm in a space where I have the perception that I have some money, women will pull and pull and pull at my energy, my time, my effort. They want.
Yeah.
Ain't giving up nothing. Ain't giving up nothing. I need money for stuff. I need to. They may not ask, but they'll tell you what's tight in their life.
Right.
And leave the platform open for you to offer.
Yeah.
Right. But ain't nobody talking about no pussy.
Right.
Even an old hoe would say, girl, give him some pussy first and then ask. What the hell?
Yeah, there's a lot of using going on, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of using. And one of the things I was going to say a few minutes ago to your point is when you start with high energy units out of the gate, the only place you can go is higher and higher. And by the third date, usually there is some pussy and penis coming together. And that's usually way too soon. You might not even know the person's middle name. And as much as we say casual sex and it's cool, it really is not working for our mind, our body, our spirit, or our soul as humans. We're not made that way.
I think you got to put the same amount of respect on the dick as you do the pussy, because you said
yes,
pussy and penis. Like, you go pussy and give it all that strength, but then for the dick, you just call it a penis, like we at a doctor's office. Turn your head and cough, sir. Let me see your penis.
Okay, you prefer pussy and dick. Okay.
Yeah, put some respect on it.
All right.
Give it some plurifiers.
Here we go.
It's a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm spending bucks.
Right,
Give me
but
some
you're
pussy.
right. But you're right. Then it changes the expectation, right? Because if a man is out of all this money energy units, these money, which is real energy, his hard-earned money that you now have been able to lay claim to by the food you ordered and the wine you ordered or whatever else is involved, then it creates an imbalance because you're not going to tend to be out of money if he's the kind of man that wants to pay for the date.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's a win-win. And when I do Mentality, which is my men-only love relationships course, and I introduce this to them, or a man has a date with a woman who's been introduced to Sabrina's modern courtship, they love it. I've never had a man say, no, Sabrina, I want to spend more money in the first date when I don't even know what kind of woman she is.
You're not going to.
So, yeah, they love it because they get to start at lower money energy units, and then a woman feels there's less pressure. It's a win for everybody. Then if it doesn't work out, nobody has to feel crunchy. Nobody has to ghost each other. It's like, hey, it's been rich. It was an hour and some smoothie. You're good. So
here's another button that should go on the forehead.
okay, yes. What's another one?
You have a refund button.
Okay.
You have a good date, no refund.
And a great date.
Okay, great date, no money back. You can spend more time with me.
Yes.
How about this one? I will give you more money to just fuck and you go away. That's a button that got to be up there, because that's what's wrong with the game right now, that there are women who are legitimately monetizing their bodies. It's just not direct cash. They're like, how fancy is the date? How good of a time am I having? What kind of food did I eat? Am I getting to take some home? Do I get a purse? Do I get a thing? And then you for sure can have some butt. You can have it, sir. I might not ever call you
Pussy
again.
energy units.
Yeah, but it's for sale.
But is that, and then you just have serial dating.
Yeah, but ask women, just the same way we asked you, are you a good date and worth a refund button? Have you been on a date, or fellas, have you been on a date where you're like, this ain't gonna go nowhere, but the reason I wanted to be on this date, or at least what a part of it, like, I would have loved to appreciate this woman for her mind, body, soul, spirit, and pussy, but all that other shit has deteriorated. But that ass is still fat. So I've already paid $200 for this ridiculously priced date. I'm already out of the money. I'm already out of the time. Tell you what, for $600, I don't want to hear from you no more, but I still get that pussy. Would you press that button? Ladies, would you be surprised if you're sitting on a date across from a man? Do you feel objectified, or where you're like, I know he's going to try to, you know what I'm saying? He would rather pay me 3 times this date to just have me and never talk to me again. And if that's the going rate, why not just say that? Save everybody time and stress and pressure.
Well, that's going on too.
Oh man, it's
right?
ridiculous.
It's going on too, and it's terrible. But that's the transaction mode so many of us are in. But it is not working. I mean, we can say it is short term. It might be if all we're about is trying to get some pussy and dick together. But that's really.
Hold on.
But that's
or just some money and a come up. There's women out here that don't pay for dinner,
right?
Nor do they have the funds to eat the way that they're eating on their dates.
Right.
They would not go
That's
to
why I say
even
using
Bahama
men.
Breeze by
using
themselves.
men. Absolutely.
Right.
Using men. And
then the whole time they're going on all them dates, they got a bottom. They got a guy that they've been dealing with for years that they're not going to take serious, but they have been physical with.
Yep.
They'll go on a $300 date with you, waste all your time, money, and energy, And at the end of the night when they get home, he's already in the parking lot sitting there playing with his phone. All right, you made it home from your date, I'm coming up. And that's the name of the game. Any woman is like, I need a roster. I'm not going to be empty-handed. And that's what's wrong now. Women are like, I don't see a man in this market for me. How are you in a market with over 440,000 people in it talking about ain't no men here?
Right.
But you have the audacity to say you can make your perfect man up with 3 or 4 people. I got a guy that is a giver and he'll do acts of service for me. So if my washer breaks down or I get a flat tire, I know who to call. I got a guy as crazy as a motherfucker. So if something needs to go to the escalation of violence, you can call him and he'll come through tearing up shit. You got a guy who you know will blow your back out anytime you call him. He's the one with the least amount of money. Then you got a guy with some money who will rain and shower gifts. And this is who you're the closest to and spending the most time with around birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, gift-giving days. That's who you're warming up. You're texting him the most because you want to get some good gifts. Then you got your fat guy who's always going out to eat and does not mind you in his company and will feed you until you're the same size as him. Then you got your super fun guy who's always...
Are we at number 6?
Yes.
We're already at number 6 guy.
This guy knows what's
Most women ain't got a roster like this, by the way. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, they might not have it this extensive or it's 2 people, but you got the guy that you know you can text him like, what's cracking? What's going on? Right? Then you got a guy you'll never be intimate with. This is your gay friend. This is who you just confide in, and you kind of get a lens of the man's mentality by talking to your gay friend. But he gay. Y'all both like dick. Okay? Then you got another guy. This is not somebody you're dating at all. This is a confidant or a family member or an uncle or a cousin or somebody who weighs in on all the men, and how come nobody is worth your time or energy, effort, or whatever. And they second with you not finding or settling with anyone. Here's another one you got. You don't even actively pursue or talk to this person, but this is someone who acts like a boyfriend when you're around them. They're your work husband, work boyfriend. This is a person who you would not marry. You don't see yourself being with them, but you keep them in a friend zone, and they're just in your life, always around. But you will
Glad to help you out.
Yeah, you have no interest in ever being intimate, but you won't release this person to go find the better person for them. But you don't want to be empty-handed, so you keep this person strung along. And after a big relationship breaks up or something, this is the first person you call. Hey, take me out. Let's go do something. You ain't even thinking about getting no nothing. You just want to go out and be
shoulder to cry on.
Shoulder to cry on. And he trying to turn it into something more than that. And you know he is.
Right.
And you're just establishing boundaries with him.
He's hoping.
And then when you get home from the date with him, you call Mr. Back Blowout, and he comes through. Ain't seen you in a couple years, but I got that same dick for you. Well, where you been? Oh, with my family, my kids. But he's there for you. This is a guy you've been smashing since senior year of high school. Y'all been smashing 14 years, off and on. You might go the full summer smashing like crazy, then stop, then 2 years go by, you don't, then you bump into each other, then right back at it like it never stopped. This is where we're at right now.
Yeah. With
the women.
Sad commentary.
So if a man is going to say, I want to be serious about courtship, it takes an evolution, a growth, and a maturity.
Absolutely.
To say, I don't need a bunch of bitches. Because, a man that's in that same player element is going to be like, I got one with crazy titties. I got one with a crazy ass. I got one she got money and she spoils me. I got one that, you know what I'm saying, can suck a penny off the ocean floor from the surface of the ocean. I got one who can cook her ass off. I'm ever hungry. I'm talking 3 a.m. I can have literally a 3-course meal. She will get up and make it for me. Right? You'll never take her out. She too big to be out in public with you. You embarrassed.
Whew.
But she will get up and clang them pots and pans together for you. And sometimes that be the same. Some of them traits be the same, but you juggling too. So when you have that evolution of growth as a man and you're like, I would like to focus my energy on one woman at a time, herein lies where this could potentially be a solution. But we're lost right now.
We are.
And the reason we're lost right now is because everybody's acting like they're doing this already.
Doing what already?
Your version of this.
Oh, no, we're not.
Yes. The ones that aren't, it's blatant. Right? Like, it's blatant. Like, I went on a date with a young lady some time ago. I told you about it. And I said I wasn't going to make this about the stuff I like, but this directly applies.
Okay.
I went to pick her up to go on a date. We didn't know where the date was going to be. We just knew we wanted to get a bite to eat.
Okay.
I'm dressed wearing a Seattle Seahawks jersey and some jeans, thinking we're going to maybe Joey's at South Center at the nicest of that we're going.
Yeah.
We end up at Bellevue Square, and we are going up no less than 2 elevators and 4 escalators, damn near to heaven. And the higher we go,
Yep.
the clientele I see coming down is wearing nicer stuff.
Yes.
Tuxedos.
Yes.
Gowns.
Yes.
I'm underdressed the higher we go up into this building. I'm like, where are we going?
And I know where you're talking about.
Was it called Ascend?
Yes.
It's called Ascend.
For a reason.
Because it's at the top of the place. And also the prices ascend.
Ascend,
I'm talking about a $45 plate of yellowtail sashimi on white rice as a pre-entree, a pre-appetizer before you're even seated in the seat you're going to be. You come in and they seat you on one side. And would you guys like a starter just to hold you? And she's like, yeah, let me get the yellowtail sashimi. No menu. I'm like, oh, you've been here before. Right?
That's the place you go where you're not paying, by the way,
People
if you're
are
a woman.
proposing in the background.
Yeah, that's anniversary proposals.
It's the nicest, and it overlooks the entire city. It's got a skyline. You can see the sunset. And so I was like very underdressed and already being smashed over the head by pre-appetizer appetizer. And I have the money. I'm fine. I can handle whatever this young lady was going to throw at that menu or that waiter. I can handle. But at a point, I'm like, oh, we're fucking after this. This is okay. Because this is a car note that you just ordered.
Right.
And I know you ain't got the money like that.
Right.
You're stunning. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You have a good head on your shoulders, but you're using all your powers for evil right now, bitch.
Yes.
So $45 plate of yellowtail sashimi. And then, ma'am, would you like some champagne or wine? Yeah, oh, sure. We are at $75.
And
we have a seat yet.
Haven't even gone to the dining room.
Then we're in the dining room and it continues. She orders like she's got somebody's black card.
And I was upset with you too.
No, I was upset with me too.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to punk out. As we're going up all these escalators and be like, I'm sorry, we need to go back down.
Now, the thing is you also, because
we walked past 30 restaurants.
Right. But, and I
30 restaurants.
And I asked you about that, and you didn't. This was your first time going to this particular place at that time.
This was my first time going on a date with her.
And I'm like, oh, she got you. She got you.
Bopped over the head.
Yes.
And so I'm like, well,
all out of order.
If you don't like me at all, say that. Don't just come and have this full
use
meal.
My money.
Yeah. And we weren't even to the seats yet. And some of the conversation we were having, I was like, we're not equally yoked. Like, you're not who I would want to be my wife or the bearer of my children based on the conversation we're having already. Like, she was a lesbian in her last relationship. The reason she was in this state and this market was to pursue love with this woman. So I'm like, all right, well, are you bisexual now or what's going on with that? Because that's a spirit that you have. You like women. And so what's up with that?
Right.
And I am dating men because I do want children, and that's obviously impossible if I'm with women. I'm like, so you just want to have a kid and then run back to women?
You just want a sperm donor? What?
So what are we doing? And why we're $100 in here? We didn't have to do this if you want to practice having kids.
Right.
All that goddamn ass. We could have just went. we could have still been lower, way a lot less escalators.
Down on the first floor, yes.
So I'm finding out like what her motivation for being on that date is and my motivation for being on that date. I also did not feel like she found me as attractive as I found her.
Okay.
Right? Because the candlelight, she was just a beautiful woman.
Yes.
I'm talking, she walks in and turns heads. She caught my eye at a brunch and she was dressed like she was about to go hoop. I said, God damn. I'm talking about bad. I'm talking about you're at a Mary J. Blige concert and look up to section 301 and go, who the fuck is that? She's that bad. But is she going to use that? Women are monetizing their beauty. That's where we're at now. Yeah. Because if she's wrong for that, and I would tell that to my own nieces or anybody that had any influence over how they behave. Do not use somebody liking you. Don't use them.
Well, it's a user. We have been reduced, and we've reduced it to a user culture.
Yes, but here's the only thing I want to make to it is it's fine to go to Ascend if you regularly go to Ascend. In my opinion, if that's how you eat, if this is the lifestyle you always maintain and hold. Then if I'm stepping into your world, that's just how we're going to move now, fine. Ascend was a lot for me and a lot for this young lady. When I say a lot, I mean like a rare outing,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Had I been courting Oprah, Ascend is like, bring out the sashimi. Like, it's nothing to Oprah.
Yes.
Now it's like, okay, now I'm in her normal. But you're behaving abnormal because you're in my wallet.
Right.
And you know already
Yep.
you have no intention of me benefiting energy from it.
Yep.
Any form of energy.
Right.
We're not talking about money over the date where I could possibly make some money to replace what we just did or
None of that.
Also, you're taking up my time, so I can't be making money at
You're
the time
out
of
of it.
hustling. You ain't never had the intention of giving me no pussy. And then what else is there?
Right.
There was a lack of physical touch. There was a low connection. There was, you know what I'm saying? Other than
I
being
understand.
absolutely
Yes.
beautiful
That's why I was upset with you.
and thicker than a mother. But again, I was okay with going to Legion and there's a lot of Bellevue is there's a lot of restaurant choice. We walked through a restaurant court.
Yes, a food court. You have to go through a food court to get to a center.
We went through a food court. We could have stopped and got any delicacy from anywhere.
Right.
From halal to Korean bibimbap.
Yep.
And
Tex-Mex, everything. Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, Vietnamese, you got it.
I'm slowing down. I'm starting to look for a seat. She's like, oh no, we're still going up. Okay. We passed another restaurant.
Yep.
Oh no, we're still going up. I said, girl, where are we going to see Jesus?
And she knew how to get there because it's like a damn labyrinth to get to Ascend. She's been there before and she has never paid when she's gone. You got taken, bro.
Never looked for a sign. Never. Here's the thing. My car is complicated. I have a BMW i7. And the way to get in and out of it is not normal. Like, you don't just grab the door and there's a handle there. You press a button in front of your kneecap in front of you, and then the door pops open. When I picked her up and we got out of the restaurant, I'm talking 10 times out of 10, somebody's like, okay, how do I get out of here? She was like, boop. And when I picked her up, she was like, boop, bop, 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 and the seat started massaging her. I was like, okay. Who the fuck's car have you been in?
Okay.
And that's fine if that guy got some pussy, because now you feel comfortable. Now it's the same kind of car, different guy. What we doing? Now I'm trying to figure. And here's the thing, ladies, you got to understand. A man will want the world. He'll even when we see you and we want to go out, unless he's just a stone cold dog, he wants everything. He sees a whole future with you. Why waste his time? He could be playing video games with his boys or doing something that he wants to do. He's gonna put all that down to go out with you. This is about more than just some pussy. If this is a mature man. When you fuck the date up or you're so one way that's opposite, like, he's like, well, at the least I'm gonna do is get some ass.
Because you're looking, and the reason is because you are looking to balance out the energy units.
Yes.
So it does not work. That's why the way we've been dating, I don't care what we say, what we've reduced it to is not working. It's not working for the women and it's not working for the men. Now, if you're just talking about, buying some dick and buying some pussy, and if that's what we're doing now, saying that's okay and that works for our mind, our body, our spirit, our soul, and that's what we're doing, it's a lie. So if we really, and really it does take a complete overhaul of how we've been doing it. I agree with you, bro, on that. It's going to take a revolution and an evolution. But we can do it. I really believe we can. And the reason I say that is because I have seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women graduate from my Love Academy, and I've seen them go out into the dating world and have a completely different experience after learning Sabrina's modern courtship and understanding how to be a great date, that button you talked about, right? Not just a good date, a great date. And being a great date isn't about how much money a man outlays. It's not about, did you go to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse or did you go to Chipotle? It's about, what is his experience when he's with you? And does he want to be in your energy again? And you don't need to be out of $180 or $350, or for you at Ascend, my goodness, it's probably up there near $420, because I knew how much it was when we went there with a group of us. And so you don't need that outlay of money to know that. So it's a complete redirect. It's about being more truthful. It's about coming out of this sick, toxic swirl of what dating has been reduced to, and it's coming back into a more honoring way to do it, and it's a win-win, and we're either going to do it or we're going to not do it and keep having anger and fallout and treating each other like enemies. And I mean, it's a trip at where things have been reduced to now, the amount of anger. between men and women. And a lot of it is how we have been doing this dating, because that's where it starts. You date and then you perhaps go on to be engaged and you perhaps go on to be married. So the way we've been dating has been so dishonorable, and it's gotten reduced to being a user transaction, and it ain't working no matter how cute we want to make it sound.
So how do we fix it? Because there is you reap. It's beneficial.
You reap what you sow. Yes.
I get you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
But the reason they're users is because they benefit from it. Somebody then came through with the rent money.
Yeah, short term. Well, I'll tell you how because I've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you how because I've been doing it.
Tell them
because
how.
Because men want to please us. Men want a woman who is fun. Men want to experience a woman who's a great date. It's not that complicated.
When I said tell them how, did you receive that as tell the women or tell the audience?
I'm talking to women right now.
Okay.
Because if a man wants to please you, and at this moment we still tend to look to a man to outlay the money to cover the date, right? Even though we may make the same amount or I may make more than you. However, we still will look to a man to pay, and nothing's wrong with that. Okay? I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with that. But what keeps it, I won't even say fair, what keeps it balanced, because you're not outlaying money, energy, units. And as women, we got to be aware of what is equal exchange. So being a great date, for example, not just a good date, but a great date. And when you're a great date, a man will let you know, because he also will want to see you again. And he's not going to say, I'll give you a call tomorrow. He's trying to lock it up and lock it in and get it set while he's still in your company, if you're a great date. And so I have hundreds of women that have come through my Love Academy, and I introduce them to Brenda's Modern Courtship. Okay, let me share with you the premise. It's really about getting to know each other, not just in theory, not just in word, but for real. So there's a way that you engage. There is a process for which you engage. It's really simple and it's win-win. And so I'm excited to be able to say that absolutely shifts can be created, because men respond to us. So if a woman understands Brenda's Modern Courtship and he says, hey, would you like to go to dinner? And she says, yes, at some point, let's start with, that will cause his eyebrows to raise, because most women are trying to get to dinner on the first date at a nice place and with more of his money outlaid. So it's a completely different paradigm. I love that word, a completely different paradigm. And it's going to take some unlearning, some undoing of this old transaction way we've been doing dating, and this user, excuse me, this user culture that we've devolved to. But the good news is we can learn a new way, because it feels good, it's honorable, it's win-win. And there's at least...
Again, does feeling honorable, is honor a stronger impetus, a stronger effect than the come up of using?
Well, see, we can do things, but that doesn't mean that there's not a consequence. It doesn't mean that there's not a toll. That doesn't mean that there is not residue. That doesn't mean that there's not damage done. So while we are doing the user culture, we can say what we want. We can put words on it to make it sound good and call it casual sex and call it this, and well, men do it and so we do it, and all that. And it is literally shredding us on the inside. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sitting here dealing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women and tens and tens and tens and tens of men. So the way we have been doing it has not been working.
Hold on. Tell me about these. What's the other side of it?
Of which part?
What's the downside of all the using? Because right now, somebody listening to this is going to be like, girl, my rent is paid off these niggas. I'm going to keep running it up.
Here's the downside. Sir, I just took a pregnancy test and what? I mean, and that's happening.
They monetize that.
Left and right.
Hey, give me $5,000 and I won't have a baby. That happened to my homeboy.
So the using continues.
Right. So
yeah, the using breeds more using.
So why not do it? What are you saying are the consequences of it, other than some moral?
I'm going to tell you, there's.
Oops, a baby. What? Like
even if a woman says, "Give me $5,000, I won't have the baby," or "I'm going to have this baby and you pay me this much in child support," that is not the condition, no matter how cute she may make it sound, that she wants. That she has a child, and now instead of having a real man who helped her make this baby and then raising this child, that she just gets some Benjamins with some symbols on it. That is not what she wants. Now, she may finagle for that, but that's not what she wants. And that's not how she's made. That's not how her spirit is created. That's not how her heart is created. None of her is created for that to be your go-to, like single mother, but just give me dollars and that's going to be sufficient. No. Or buy the baby expensive clothes and that's going to be sufficient. No, it isn't. Now, you might be trying to make the most of the situation, but that is not the situation you want to be in. You might try to make it sound glamorous. Well, girl, he pays me. And that's really a lie to say that really truly works for you, because it doesn't. And it doesn't, and it doesn't, and it doesn't. So we get to be more truthful. This is going to require us being truthful. And I'm, and I'm talking to the women. I'm going to give you an example. Like, in Love Academy, I will ask women, so tell me, what is it you want in a man?
And what they say?
Well, every woman has a what she wants in a man list, and the list sounds just the same. She wants a man who loves God. She wants a man who is financially independent. She wants a man who's honest, who has humor. It's the same, loves his mama. I could take that same list and take it to any major city. I'm talking black folks here, any major city, and the list looks exactly the same. And if a woman has been told to be clear, her list will be longer. But then I say to the women, and most women, they do want to be in a long-term committed, what I call juicy relationship. And many of us want to be in a long-term juicy covenant marriage relationship. So that same woman who has 11, 12, 15 things on her list, and she knows that list in and out. And I will say, okay, sis, so now since you got 15 on your list of what you want in a man, I need you to rattle off 15 characteristics and qualities that would make you an asset.
How many?
However many are on her list, I give her that same number back. So if she has 12 on her list, give me 12 back. How are you an asset?
Okay.
And that's when they stumble, fumble, and mumble, because the whole dating culture is about treating the man as a commodity, saying, here's the requirements I have of him. The same woman who might say, I want a man who's financially sound. And I'll say, well, hon, how much do you have in your savings? And where is your credit score right now? And, I said, so there's so much hypocrisy. And I'm working with the women because I'm working to help us get straightened out. That's who I'm putting most of my energy into. And then I also do a lot of work with brothers who are ready to come out of the mess. But in terms of numbers, I'm working mainly with women. And just to be a woman who's speaking truthfully to them, where their arguments and their defensiveness and all that doesn't fly with me.
You break that down.
Oh, absolutely.
That's that grace I was talking about when I was giving you them roses.
Oh, thank you, honey. Right. So then I will say to the women, so share with me, you got 12 on your list you want him to have, and he has to be at a 10. He can't be on the way to financial independence. He can't be on the way to loving God. He got to be at a 10. I said, but when's the last time you sat down and actually had some sacred prayer time with you and God? So much hypocrisy. So I'm able to call it out using their list, first of all, and then I'm able to say, okay, now share with me 12 ways you're an asset to a man.
You bring it to the table.
Which is different, because now we think material when we think bring to the table.
Not necessarily. I look at that metaphorically, but I can't.
Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I can't speak for the average thinker when they hear that, but metaphorically, I hear what you bring in.
But what women will tend to go to, that's why I don't use that language. What do you bring to the table? I don't use that language ever, 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 because what she'll start to rattle off is all her Western American achievement career stuff. Well, I have 2 houses, and she's going to start bringing all her material and career achievements to the table. And when we're talking about a relationship, a love relationship, ultimately That is not what keeps it together, and that's not what makes it juicy. And
Nor
so
is
that's
that what men are seeing as attractive.
that's right. So when she starts rattling all that stuff off, like, beating her chest, that's bring that extra masculine energy, which is going to repel against his masculine energy. So I don't use the language, what do you bring into the table? Because then they'll kick in to that, well, I have this and I have that and I have a and that ain't working for us. So when I say, tell me how you're an asset, it requires them to move into a different part of their brain and say, wait, hold up. She's not asking me what I bring to the table. Oh, I got an answer for that. I can give you 15 things. But when I say, how are you an asset? Do you know how a man is made? Do you know how a spirit works? Do you know how a man ticks? Tell me what makes you an asset. Now, that same chick who could rattle off 15 things when the question was, what do you bring to the table? I build the table and all that stuff. Then she's fumbling, mumbling, stumbling, silent, because no one has asked her that question. And then I say, and do you know what to a man would be perceived as an asset? Oh, then she gets doubly confused because she's been talking to other women about men, not to men about men.
Preach.
Do you hear me?
Absolutely.
That's why in Love Academy, my highest level called Preparation for Partnership, I have a man panel. And the reason all the men say to me when I ask them, friends that are married, friends that are divorced, single men, I like diversity, men from 25 up to 65, they all say yes right away because I tell them I've already prepped my students to close their mouths and ask you questions and listen. And as soon as I say, I'm in, because they're so used to the rebuke, the rebuttal, the argument, the talking over.
Combative.
Defensive. And defensive. And a man just answered the question, and then you going to try to change his mind when he told you his answer. So that's why I say, before the man panel starts, ladies, you get to ask questions. And that's it. If a man says something and you need clarification, you can ask a question to be sure you're clear. But we're not having arguments. And that's not how my students roll anyway, because they know I don't roll that way. But most women, and a lot of women have even broken down in tears after the man panel, and we release the men off the Zoom call because they have never been in the presence of 12 to 15 black men with this much diversity in age and relationship, and had a chance to ask them questions and hear the heart of black men. And the heart of black men is so beautiful, but they've never been in a group like that. And the men thank me, Debrina, thank you so much for inviting me, because they often haven't been in a group with a group of women where they're heard and they're listened to.
So it's an equal exchange.
Well, it's where women get to listen for a change.
So now,
because oftentimes we will overtalk you and use many more words in a conversation than you do about love relationships. And so for the men to know that the women are going to actually listen, then they're very forthcoming. Then they're sharing their hearts. They're not being uncommunicative, as some women would characterize men. Now they are sharing from their hearts. They're being disclosing. They're being truthful. And it's because they know they're not going to be attacked. They're not going to be argued with, because I have prepped the women to be sure none of that shows up in this space. So, and then the other thing that's so amazing, that when we're having the debrief after the man panel is over, the women say, every answer any man gave, it was amazing how the other ones were in agreement with it. It wasn't 12 different opinions on something, and now you're like confused. So one brother would answer, he says, just like Brother Nate said, just like Brother Michael said. I said, so ladies, do you see that there is a strong trend in the agreement among men? It isn't all over the place. So how come we've made this so complicated? Because you're talking to other confused, unhealed women about men, instead of going to men who have started to do their work, who can put some communication and language on things and love black women. And they're not all about the things that you've been convinced they're about. And these are real black men telling you, now that you're coming to listen and not argue, they're sharing truthfully with you. And they're all in agreement.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you'll do it, I'll have you back. We can call this a series or whatever.
Okay.
But you just poked at, in quick reference, something that I think needs to be its own episode.
Okay. What's that?
You said women are getting advice from unhealed women. So I want to talk about what do you mean when you say unhealed?
Okay.
How does somebody become unhealed?
Okay.
How do they
How they
heal?
start to heal. Come on now, yes.
And so that it's not just about pointing out what's wrong.
Right.
Now we're
Correct.
partially through a solution to the gray area and what's wrong. We've now established thoroughly the concept of energy points.
Energy units, yes.
Energy units.
Yes.
And now that we know precisely what it is, we're in our 50th minute and these are an hour.
Okay.
Okay. But what I want now is for you to make it full circle and to use the part that I interjected and asked for more definition on what energy units were.
Yeah.
To finish that thought from 40 minutes ago.
So what it might look like, what the gradations might look like?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I am a huge advocate of starting with a date that's 1 hour. Now, whether that is going to sit on a park bench, whether that's taking a walk around the park, whether that's going to get some coffee or tea or a smoothie or fresh juice, whatever, it's 1 hour. 60 minutes of energy units for you, 60 minutes of energy units for him. And the notion is also low money energy units for him because most likely the man is going to be paying. If after 1 hour, and an hour is enough time to know whether you want to be back in someone's company and you all agree to get together again because you were a great date and it wasn't about how much money was outlaid or how long the date was, you were a great date in the 1 hour or however much time that initial date was, then the next one you could then increase. You increase what? The amount of time, that's an energy unit. And also, maybe you started with smoothies. Now you maybe move to breakfast. So now it's 90 minutes. Then you might move to happy hour. But you create space for the date to increase energy units inside of. It's called gradations, and it works. Then you move to the evening. Don't start in the evening, which is what happens in the current dating culture. You advance. You move forward to a date in the evening. And that might not be till date 3 or date 4 or date 2, but not date 1. So now you have a pathway so that you incrementally increase the time energy units and the money energy units. And if in fact you were truly trying to get to know him, which when I say to women, so why do we date? To try to get to know him. Then I ask, what kind of questions are you posing? And it's not questions that try to get to know him. It's questions to fill his biography in. So where do you work? So where do you go to school? So where do you live? Those aren't the kind of questions that have you really get to know a man, his essence, his character, what shaped him, his story, his values, his life perspective, his life outlook, his life philosophy.
I find it interesting. Two things. One, women do that. And they're basically like it's like they're filling out a worksheet.
Yeah.
Of like.
They are. Fill in the blank. Check. I call it scorecarding, internal scorecarding.
Right. Who, what, where, when.
Yes.
And I'm filling in all this who, what, where, when.
Yes.
And really get to know somebody's
shallow.
essence. But to get to know somebody's essence and all that is kind of the why.
Yeah. And what?
We're not getting to the why. It's just who, what, where you work.
Right. Oh, where'd you go to school?
Where you go to school? How many kids you got?
Where do you live? Yeah. Have you been married before?
What high school you went to?
Yeah. It's like
None
fill
of
in
it
the
is
blank.
Why? And like, or really just a deeper essence. So I get that. Then me personally, I don't know, maybe it's because just, being a comedian that now is popping or whatever, but I'll get women that will say, I want to meet the Nate that's not on stage. Like, everyone knows Nate, I want to meet Nathaniel. I'm like, hold up. First of all, nobody's whole naming me. You know what I mean? I don't even know you, woman. You goddamn Nathaniel. You know what I'm saying?
Whole naming you.
Right.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
That's like someone using my nickname. You don't use my nickname.
Know me?
You're not in that circle.
But they say that, and I'm like, but if you truly knew me, you would understand how much of me is what I do and how much of what I do is who I am.
Right.
With a career. I'm not just fucking around on stage.
No,
I am giving people all. You want to get to know me? Watch all these videos.
This is a mission. We're Jacksons.
Yeah.
There isn't this separation like if you work for someone during the day and you're a different person when you get off work.
No.
Yeah. It's integrated. This is an expression of my gifts, talents, skills, abilities, my God-given assignment in the earth. This is an expression of me, what my business is. I just happen to generate dollars as a vehicle.
Man, I'm so glad you put it that way. That is,
yes.
That's even a relief to hear because I have been trying to figure out what in the hell are the words to express that same thing, but I continue to get the energy of, I want to know the you that ain't you on stage and all that. I'm like, bruh, I don't know what else I'm supposed to give you, because I give everything to the stage.
Right.
I say my thoughts, feelings, goals, impressions, my interpretation of other people's discourses and lives they're leaving. I'm putting comedy in it, but hell, if you can't figure out who I am and what I believe in and what I think, then I don't know what to tell. You want to sit next to me while I go fishing the one time in 5 years I have time to do it?
Right.
What do you mean?
Right.
So
but,
say that again. Your business. Your what?
So
now, I want that part where you was rattling off fingers.
So a long time ago, because I think someone has said to me, and it was not a man. I think it was another woman who was an employee, had never owned her own business, had never generated her income for direct offer to market of her gift, talent, skills, and abilities. It always been supporting someone else's vision called AT&T or Boeing or Microsoft or Amazon. But that puts a wall up between you and your client because you work for someone else. And I realized as an entrepreneur, there is no wall. This business is a vehicle that allows me to express, contribute, and offer my gifts, talent, skills, and abilities in a package in a way that there can be an exchange of reciprocal dollars for it. And that's a mindset. That's a certain consciousness. So if you're out to dinner with me or you call up and say, Debrina, how are you doing? I'm not only going to talk with you about, how my husband is doing or how my daughters are doing, because it's an inherent and integral part of my makeup.
Go ahead.
I'm also going to be talking with you about my enterprise.
Golly.
Come on there with my enterprise.
And so it's sabotaging that if you ask me how I'm doing and I get to talking about the things, the irons that I have in the fire, right?
Right.
This happened to me before, and I did not know how to take. I was befuddled.
Right, befuddled.
Which rarely happens.
You don't get befuddled often.
Well, I was like, what the fuck? But my ex at one point was like, you don't talk to me about the stuff you're doing all day.
Oh.
Well, I'm like, you don't show enough interest in it for me to do that.
Right.
So then I put effort into telling her about these things, and then she had the audacity to flip it and say, all you talk about is that stuff. I was like,
oh my goodness.
That is the effect of the cause you asked for.
Yes.
I could talk about that much less. I can talk about whatever you want to talk. And so men that are entrepreneurs or have the entrepreneurial spirit, I think women need to understand, if you ain't never built nothing, you're already on the outside of it. You don't understand the sense of completion, crossing off to-do list items. And first of all, I just read a post that tons of men are agreeing with.
Okay.
Even non-entrepreneurs.
Okay.
The post said, it was by a girl.
Okay.
She said, ladies, you need to understand, men will go on a trip with you. They will take you somewhere. They'll go on vacation with you. But after day 2, they are itching to get back to their hustle or their grind or make some money so bad that they can barely even stand looking at you. Don't go on a trip for more than 2 days with a man, because now it's you versus everything in his life that's pulling towards him. And you're not enough to compete.
A successful man, because the women want them.
I hear you.
Okay.
That'll
be another caveat.
That.
Okay.
Then thousands of men, entrepreneurs, non-entrepreneurs, successful, unsuccessful, all of them are like, exactly.
Amen. Yes.
I might not have 2 pennies to rub together, but if I'm out here with your ass, I can't go try to get it.
Spending money, not making it.
And that's the number. Like, yeah, man, I'm over here spending money on you, and you ain't like, God damn. Like, and it was so many. I'm talking about brothers just unloading paragraphs into the comments.
Yes.
And then they didn't get it all out in one because there's a character limit. There's another comment following that. Like, people are, man. So I saw that post, and it brings it all full circle to be like, you got a man that's an entrepreneur that's chasing his dreams.
Yes.
Instead of trying to figure out how to integrate into that process in some kind of way, say, figure out where you fit or what is convenient or what is comfortable, you're coming in with some weird ass Disney expectation of how much time a man is supposed to. And then the worst thing you could say, and I hate to say this because there is truth to it, but that if he wants to, he will bullshit. Ain't nobody too busy to send a text. Ain't nobody too busy. Yeah, there's truth to that. But at the same time, are you worth him stopping?
If a man is in his zone, men have single-minded focus. If a man is in his zone, he isn't going to stop in the middle of his day like a woman does. When she thinks about a man, she'll stop and text right then. Men will stop, think about her, and then say, I'll text her after I finish this deal, this transaction. Okay?
Yes.
So it doesn't mean he's not thinking about you. Women and men are made very differently. But I want to come back to that comment because I know our time's almost
Another
up.
episode alert.
Okay, but I want to come back to that
Yes,
comment.
but you just said something else. You're brilliant enough to hold on to that. We're not going to miss that comment that you want to come back to.
Okay.
But the other episode
don't
we
think
have
I'll
to
forget.
do, we have to do,
Okay.
is the difference between men and women and how we
Oh, Lord, yes.
All right, now, the comment you wanted to address.
Okay, then this will be quick. So the woman who says, I want to know the Nate, not the one on stage, right? But if she knows how to ask questions that really are her trying to understand the Nate, the version of you, because that's a version of you, but it's all still a part of you. But you want to understand a little bit more about the version not on the stage. Well, then ask a question that will give you a chance to share your heart. So, Nate, when did you first have a desire to be a comedian? Take me back. And you're going to reminisce, and then you're going to talk about sitting up on the top of that abandoned restaurant and envisioning about you having a comedy club and what made you want to have a comedy club. Well, tell me about the roses. How did that inspiration come about? And then you will be speaking from the point of essence and inspiration and how your spirit got moved. And it's the same dude on stage, but it's a different version of him. And because you are asking questions that show that you're trying to get to know the man, not just the performer, let's call it that, your questions reveal that. And then when you listen and then ask a follow-up question that reveals that you really do give a damn and that you're really listening, it is an anomaly for men. Because women usually ask one question and they don't ask further questions. And he goes, oh, okay. So he keeps his answer shallow. So any rate, I just wanted to say that's how she really has the ability to get to know the Nate not on stage by the questions she asks, not the fill in the blank ones.
Right.
And then the follow-up questions that show she really is invested and cares.
Which I get. But my end of it is, and I truly do get that.
Yeah.
My end of it is,
Yeah.
okay, but why?
Why what?
What makes you think you're worth my time to slow down enough to tell you anything more than what you already seen on stage? If I don't have a genuine interest in you in any way, shape, why am I doing this non-recorded podcast with your ass? That's what that is. Why am I doing
Well, I'm not talking about teeing it up like a podcast, but I just mean in the course of the natural.
No, trust me,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Okay, all
you
right.
should organically prod for deeper questions and listening and let the answers you get lead to the next thing. When I said I got that, I got that.
Okay, got it.
What I'm saying is, you want this other, let me see this other side of you. Let me look behind the curtain. What's my motivation for letting you see the Wizard of Oz? Why? Okay, so you've asked great questions. You've gotten great answers. I'm mentally stimulated. Okay. Now what?
Right.
And what do I want? Like, okay, perfect date. We talk, we laugh. There's some depth to it. You appreciate me for who I am. I appreciate you for who you are. We connect on a mental level because there's a sapiosexual aspect to how I'm getting to know you and get a feel for who you are.
Yes.
We have a great date. I'm like, cool, I would love it. I don't mind the time I spent with you.
That's right.
Now, you want to make it something that I desire to do again? Not just I don't mind it if it happened organically, I do it again.
Desire. Let's talk about
Because I'll say,
Yeah.
hey, this was fun. I'm glad that this happened. If my schedule aligns with your schedule and the stars align and there's a pink moon or whatever, I'm down to do this again. I won't run from this happening again.
Right.
Now, there's a difference between that and me being like, I need to line the stars up myself.
That's
I
right.
need a pink moon. I need to make it so that
Yes.
I can be in this woman's space. What are
Yeah.
you doing that makes me go again,
Yes.
that I'm reaching for you instead of just being like, well, I'm open to it.
Right.
And for me, I want to bust a nut too. I want to bust a nut.
But now, hang on.
Holding me hostage with your pussy, bitch. Bust a nut.
So what would keep you coming back and the pussy is not on the table?
Nothing.
You wouldn't come back for a second date
Fuck that.
or a third date.
Fuck that. No.
Not even a third.
No, and this is why women dangle pussy, because they know men ain't coming back unless there's the carrot dangling version of this pussy. I'll let you see it this time. Next time you can touch it. I'll let you touch it this time. Next time you can smell it. I'll let you smell it next time. Next time you can blow a kiss at it. Next time I'll let you. Nigga, you out of $40,000. Ain't even got no pussy. Nah, run that pussy, because what's the difference between a user? What's the difference between a user and somebody who's not a user? The not user is already giving up was supposedly is your prize. You're taking my most valuable stuff, my time, my effort, my energy, my money, and I get nothing from it when your most valuable asset you sit on and you don't use it with me because I'm not worthy or you're not ready for it or you got a whole nother person knocking your back out that I don't know about. The number one way for a man to see through all the bullshit is to just, is she fucking? If she ain't giving you the butt. And then that's where you get the women that are just floozies and they fucking, and they don't care about none of the other stuff and they start to get gray. It's another episode we talk about. But I'll say this. I'll say this. Yeah, I want some of that. I want some of them guts. If I'm already doing all that other stuff, we're already spending that kind of time. Like I should not also leave from this place feeling unsatisfied in other ways. When you're happy, plus you're going in a house to a high-powered, scientifically developed, engineer-built rose that's going to blow your brains out that I don't have in my house. You can take care of yourself. I can't. I got to just go home and grab myself with the same ashy-ass hand. But you get to go back to a scientific anomaly and put it on 10 and zap, 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 zap yourself. Now you're going to bed full, happy, fed, mentally stimulated, enamored by a man, and sexually pleased.
Doesn't have a chest.
Just saying. So,
okay.
What would keep me coming back? I mean, that's kind of
that'll be another episode because I believe,
and I'm not even over sexualized. But goddamn, what we doing?
Okay, so we'll come back to that in a future episode because I want to kind of put a little spin on that because as long as money is up in there. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to get to the pussy energy
I don't
units.
know. Even if I don't spend no money. If you got me for a whole damn day from 8 to 8,
well,
talked and walked and ate ice cream and bonded.
That's a long time.
I've only spent $14. That's a hell of a time. So that's why
that's
I appreciate
a lot
you
of
being
energy
like,
units.
1 hour is it.
Start as a start.
Yes.
And
I would be okay if a girl said, hey, I don't even want you to stop what you're doing. Let me just come talk to you let me just be up in your shit. Let me get up in your space a little bit. Mm-hmm. Bring a bad bitch to work day.
Yes.
I would appreciate that more than...
Right. So then she comes through for an hour and she says, is there anything I can help you with while I'm here? Oh my gosh. And so then her touch is in the space when she leaves.
Yes.
You're like, okay, my goodness, when can I see her again?
Yes.
Right? And there's been no money outlaid.
None.
Okay.
Like,
no
before
money.
I go, do you want a little head or something before I go? I might even decline. Damn, I'm cool.
Okay.
That's what's up though.
And what would have you want to see her again? Like making the stars align and you throwing the pink moon up. So
the fact that there is no pullback of accessibility. There is like
say more.
Because you got steps and gradients, right?
Yeah.
Or
gradients, gradations.
Gradations.
Yeah.
But if the gradations are clear and we are going to a destination, a man will keep on playing the game of life with this woman. We'll jump in the rat race and play a little game. But if at a point, it's like if you're playing Monopoly.
It's not a game.
I'm saying it's like if there's a reward for it, you can't miss the chance for the reward. You can't miss a chance. You can't miss an exchange of energy.
Right.
Otherwise, somebody feels shorted.
Right.
If we're playing Monopoly and every time you roll the dice, every time you pass go, you get $200. And you roll the dice and you pass go, and we're like, you don't get it this time.
Right.
You're like, well, what the fuck are the
rules? You feel cheated, yes. Right.
And that's how we feel.
Yes.
So listen, that's today's episode, man. We have way more that we can unload,
and that's
unfold.
Why Dabrina's modern courtship works, because otherwise you feel cheated.
There you go. So I want you guys to keep up with Dabrina. Dabrina, tell them all your socials or your website or where they can
Yes, at the Dabrina, and my name is spelled Debrena, at the Dabrina on IG and on TikTok. And my website is milliondollarmentor.net. I got some nationally published books that you can get through the website. I got all kinds of wonderful resources and trainings and audio programs and teachings. So if anything that you heard today is like your ears have perked up, there's more where that came from. But yeah, thanks for having me on, brother.
Outstanding. And if you found me a hot mess, I'm okay with that too. Okay.
We working it out
All
because
right.
everybody's a hot mess about right now. Got a lot of messes.
Yes.
We're going to help straighten it out, though.
But for me, follow me on social media, Mr. Nate Jackson on all outlets, Nate Jackson Comedy on, I'd say on Facebook, NateJacksonComedy.com, Super Funny Comedy Club if you're local to the Pacific Northwest. And please check out my dates. I have a ton of upcoming stuff. In particular, I would like to highlight that I'm coming to the Chevalier, to the Foxwoods, and to the Boston and the Massachusetts Northeast area. Those tickets are moving fast. I would like you guys to go ahead and sell them things out. Phoenix and Tucson also coming up. Sell those things out.
Woo!
Check me out and go to rosescollection.com. And now you have been tapped into all things Nate Jackson. I want to give another thank you as just a full, just a full, well-rounded moment. Thank you to my sister for coming through and lending her expertise. I'm just her little brother.
I'm just his big sister.
And we just happen to be incredible. Y'all be nice, man. Be blessed. See you next time.
जीव जाने गो ना कोई माने करिए रे या जान भी आखिर कमजोर होवे जीव जाने गो ना कोई माने करियो रे या जान भी आखिर कमजोर होवे सदों बादशाही भी कायम नहीं रहती सदों बादशाही रे कायम नहीं रहती नहीं एक दिन गोरे सदों जोरे होवे दुनिया दिन बदलती जाए अज और ते काले कुछ और होवे दुनिया दिन बदलती जाए रे अज और ते काले कुछ और होवे राई मौत को जाए को चखणो है राई मौत को जाए को चखणो है भावे कितनो कोई शाजोर होवे जोक मोरे मगी शोक दिल मां कद नबी गो पाक दरबार देखो जो जोक पोरे मगी शोक दिल मारे कद नबी गो पाक दरबार देखो दोस्त रबे गो खास हबीब प्यारो दोस्त रबे गो खास हबीब प्यारो अखा नाले हूँ वीरे एक बार देखो जाऊं सदके लख आजारे वारी नाले रोजागा सोना मीनार देखो जाऊं सदके लख आजारे वारी में नाले रोजागा सोना मीनार देखो अल्लाह दे तौफीक इकबाल एक बार अल्लाह दे तौफीक इकबाल एक बार जगे बंगला गारे चमकार देखो जिस वास्ते ज़मी आसमान बने हो कैसा नबी की ऊंची रे शान हुई है जिस वास्ते ज़मी आसमान बने हो कैसा नबी की ऊंची रे शान हुई है दोस्त रबे को खास हबीब प्यारो दोस्त रबे को खास हबीब प्यारो गल बिचे कोराल बयान हुई है रुतबो दितो खुदा ने आप जिसना ऊपर नाज़िल के ताबे कुरान हुई है रुतबो दितो खुदा ने आप जिसना ऊपर नाज़िल के ताबे कुरान हुई है इकबाल उम्मत नारे बख्शान बसते इकबाल उम्मत नारे ओ बख्शान बसते सोना नबी गे आते कमाल हुई है फे फजल करे अल्लाह पाक जे करे जा तो पहुंचो हूँ सोना दरबारे आगे फे फजल करे अल्लाह पाक जे करे जा तो पहुंच रे सोना दरबारे आगे जा तो पहुंच मदीना की गलियां माँ जा तो पहुंच मदीना की गलियां माँ दुख दसे तो सब सरकार आगे दस ले तोरे आले हवाले अपना सर दुख दर्द सारा आजारे आगे दो मिले जा तोरे इकबाल तिन्ना दो मिले जा तोरे इकबाल तिन्ना खले जा तोरे उसे बाजार आगे